Horizontal, I choose you.
Oh,
So, I said last week we might take a break from Super Showdown.
you did.
I decided we would take a break from the bracket to do our All-Star weekend, despite the fact that most of these characters haven't appeared in the bracket.
No, I don't think they have.
So
Well,
what we're doing this week is we're doing a 3v3 Pokemon style battle. We each have chosen a Marvel, a DC, and a Star Wars character. Oh. Hori, being less argumentative than me, gets to know what my team is, and I will not know what his team is. So I'm going to give you guys my team now, and I will choose who's going to start, and then Hori can decide to counter.
So here's my question before we get. Is the idea that we are doing Marvel v Marvel?
We don't have to. So my idea was like genuine Pokemon style.
I can throw out anything.
Yeah, I will choose a character I'm starting with. You choose a character to fight back. Whoever we decide wins stays on, and then you choose the next character.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my three characters are Miles Morales, Barry Allen's The Flash, and Yoda.
Okay.
And we're going to be starting with Yoda.
Okay. Now I need to be now. In my head, I was like, "Oh, Marvel v Marvel." These, but actually, does it? This is where. Does it work more in my favor?
Here.
Yes. Is there a counter I can do here from another franchise? So we're starting with Yoda. I mean, there's only really like, it's kind of hard with Jedis. Can't really beat a Jedi with anything outside of the Star Wars universe. Okay, I'm just gonna pip you against my Star Wars pick.
Okay, go on.
Which is peak Vader.
My man said peak.
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
So what are we classing peak Vader as?
My thought is I suppose he's okay. So I guess this wouldn't be him being Vader yet. It's the point of Anakin has turned to the dark side, but he has yet to be cut down by.
Okay, so you're not going to give him the weakness of the suit. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. I see how it's going.
Well, it's like he's technically Vader, but he's not Vader.
Okay,
he's still is that when he was full anger mode.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be honest, it's hard to beat Yoda.
Yeah. So we're saying Yoda's got experience by a mile.
Yes.
Not even close. Anakin has lightsaber combat for sure.
And the highest Mandalorian count.
Here's your issue. I'm assuming that characters are bloodlusted.
Yes.
This version of Anakin's already bloodlusted. You get no real buff from that. Do you want to fight the spinning midget frog when he's angry?
I mean, we essentially saw him angry when he fought.
No, you've never seen him. You've never seen him bloodlusted, ready to fucking. This is as close as Yoda's going to get to the dark side, biatch.
I'll be honest. I said this pre-podcast. My original pick, which is who I would have had a pretty good shot at being Yoda. I didn't want to pick because it's a spoiler for Rebels. So you need to hurry up and watch Rebels. But I do think peak Anakin turning dark side. Yes, Yoda has years of experience. Yes, Yoda bloodlusted is not a fun situation. But Anakin, with using dark side powers and strength from the dark side, is a force that Yoda would even struggle with. Because
Yeah.
while, yes, Yoda is bloodlusted, he still, I feel, has to stay within the Jedi side of things.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I feel like it's a tough one because Yoda has years of experience, but is also old. And
So I think the fairest way to do this is you win this round and Yoda is knocked out.
okay.
However, Anakin is severely tired and
Oh,
more
Anakin would be
limited.
fucked at the end of the
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, and I think we can carry these over.
Okay.
So like, there's like a status effect on Anakin now. That being, fuck me, that was hard work.
Well,
Very
yeah,
official
it's
status effect.
the Force takes a lot, and I don't get me wrong, I do think it would be a very close fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda is a formidable foe, but Darkseid was always in full bloodlust power, like strong.
Yeah.
That's
No, I get that. Okay, cool. So I'm now going to bring to the floor Mr. Miles Morales.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So my point would be, with his spider sense, it's going to be real difficult for Anakin to land a blow on him, and with how tired he is, he's not going to have a lot of options with the old force abilities. He's going to be pretty tired after battling out with Yoda.
Yeah.
And with Miles's strength, agility, and raw power, I think you've got to at least give him a fair shot at a tired Anakin.
Well, yeah, and we've always spoken about when Spider-Man doesn't pull his punches.
You're in for a bad time.
Yeah, and I think you are right. Like, I do have to agree, it would be very hard for Anakin to use his lightsaber to hit Miles with his agility and spider senses.
Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't take much for him to knock that shit away, web it, and be beating the shit out of Anakin. And Anakin can't really.
Yeah,
I think
I think if
post
Anakin
Yoda
wasn't,
fight.
yeah, I think that is the big quantifier here. I think if you've got peak Anakin like fresh, I don't think there's many people stopping him.
There's also, I think it's safe to assume Yoda will have got some blows on Anakin, so Anakin's not going to be in a good shape. So
he's not going to be in a good way.
There's not much. He'll get a little bit on Miles, but I don't think anything significant.
So I think with the lightsaber, he does have a one-hit potential, obviously.
Yes.
But I just don't know that we can, in good conscience, say that small. I don't think he's rolling a nat 20, lads.
Not in that state. I think his best bet would be using the Force to like force grab or slam something into him.
I think Miles is like fucked up afterwards. I think he's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? Because he's not as old. He's not had as many of these big crossover events. He doesn't know how to handle people from different universes.
He doesn't.
So I think it's a Miles dub, and he gets to survive onto your next fighter. But he's also pretty shook up.
Okay. And then I'm gonna meet your Miles.
Okay.
With my DC pick.
Okay.
Which is my more throwaway pick. Because I knew there was one that was like, you had a lot of strong characters. So I was like, I couldn't think of anyone in DC realistically, knowing that they probably would end up against the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That could do really much. So I've gone with Deathstroke.
Okay. I actually quite like that pick for Miles.
Purely
honest, I quite like that.
Combat ability, he is insane. So I think with a pretty worn down Miles, I feel like Deathstroke
100%.
very strong, coming in peak, like full HP. His combat 100%. Ability
He's
is
so intelligent.
He is going to deal with Miles.
Yeah, he 100% beats Miles after already having to fight a Sith.
Yep.
The question is, Deathstroke is an elite combatant. He is going to beat Miles when Miles already being tired. Question is, how much does it take for him to beat Miles? I think it's still going to take a fair bit because Miles ain't going to go down easy.
No. But I would say that Miles definitely gets a couple of unheld back blows onto him.
100%. I think we're talking like severely damaged armor and like
yes,
a couple of bones not fully situated where they should be.
I would agree.
But I do think at this point Miles is taking his L, but he has dealt with Anakin for me, so I can live with that.
Oh no, that means then I have my Deathstrokes left standing.
Yeah. And then this brings us to the end game. The Flash. I don't think we have to really spend too much time on this. Deathstroke is already tired. The Flash is bloodlusted and the fastest man alive. He can kill him any way you like. Do you have a particular preference? Do you just want the old quick neck snap? Do you want hand through the heart? Do you want...
I'm just going to say he is going out quick.
Yeah,
it is going to be a super effective...
Unironically, the speeder deals with him very quickly.
I am saying this now, though. Deathstroke does draw blood on his way out.
How do you see that happening, just out of curiosity?
He knows he's going out, so he just keeps...
spinning with his sword.
No, he just has it close enough that he knows he has to come within range eventually. He'll just get a slight... I'm not talking like serious.
I will give you the dramatic effect shaving cut.
He just cuts him as he dies.
Yeah, I'll give you the shaving cut damage on Flash there.
And
that brings us on to your Marvel pick.
And the predicament that
basically full health Flash.
Yeah, and the predicament that I know I was always going to be in when I saw your picks. And I'm honestly, for people that are fans of the podcast, it's no surprise Connor went with Flash. Has multiple times mentioned that the Flash is the strongest ever in existence.
And on this podcast, we're never going to hear different.
Yeah, so trying to pick anything to go against this was almost impossible.
Okay. I'm ready, because there's a couple of options you could have gone with that would have at least made it interesting, I think.
I stuck with a favourite character of mine. I thought at least go out with a favourite. Okay. And I've gone with Hulk. And I've gone with World War Hulk.
Okay, cool. So that is one of maybe like 3 picks that I think makes this interesting.
I thought I'm going to pick the Hulk. He is the only one I can see going the distance. Purely because, like, can't fucking kill the man. Mm-hmm. And just purely the whole angrier he gets, stronger he gets. Like, he might not be quick, but he damn well ain't giving up easy.
Yeah. So the other, just for people listening, my other opinions on who would have made this at least interesting would have been Sentry, who's essentially Marvel's version of Superman.
Yeah.
That would have been at least, I mean, it'd be like the age-old Superman or Flash debate. It would have just been Marvel's version of Superman. World War Hulk was one of like the characters I'm looking at going, yeah, I mean, it makes it interesting. And then maybe a Quicksilver, depending on if there's... I don't think there's one that's really anywhere close to the Flash's top speed, but there might be a version cutting about who's shown some ridiculous feats.
Yeah, I did actually forget about Quicksilver. There was... my other Marvel thought was Doctor Doom.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't think that would have been an outrageous pick where I'd have been like, why have you done that then? There was one pick, however.
Oh.
Just one. So, you know, like I'm on the chess bots, it would be like there was only one good move and you found it.
Yeah.
There was a very easy W for you. Squirrel Girl. So here's my thing: World War Hulk is incredibly dangerous. Yada 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 yada. However, I'm going to be huffing the copium, and people in the comments can feel free to tell me I was huffing copium. The Flash doesn't lose ever. So here's what we're going to agree to. We're going to agree that the Flash essentially just grabs the sword off of Deathstroke's body.
Okay.
And just proceeds to continually cut the Hulk's muscles in hot flashes of speed that the Hulk can't get near, and he just eventually he's got to give up because he can't move. He dared. Like he's not dead because obviously he can't kill the Hulk, but he's just essentially constantly paralyzed.
Here's my counter move of what I think Hulk can. Probably one of the only few things Hulk might be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the Hulk essentially realizes he can't hit Flash directly, but he can damn well hit everything around him in the hopes that one of them causes the Flash to get knocked off. I smash ground, smash a building or whatever environment. Like he can essentially hit the world,
like earthquakes,
hit the world around the Flash. All he needs to do is knock him off balance enough that he stops for a moment. And I think if he can grab him, he can do some significant damage before Flash does his weird face shit and gets out of the grip.
Okay, counterpoint. The Flash goes back in time and kills Bruce Banner as a baby.
Excuse me, we're talking about Flash, not Reverse Flash.
Like I said, it's one of the few characters where you gave yourself a chance, but as I said,
counterpoint.
Okay, go on.
Reverse Flash, just purely to make his day the worst and make sure that the Flash loses, comes back and helps the Hulk.
Valid counterpoint. Screw it, maybe it's a draw.
I mean, I don't see Hulk doesn't die. Hulk's just left in a
yeah, like I said, I think you just get locked in this situation similar to when we had Wolverine fight.
Yes.
Hulk, you just got to go eventually. Hulk's at a point where he's not going to be able to do anything. It's just him being left in like this paralyzed state because all of his tendons are being cut and cut again before they can fully heal.
I think the only. I mean, Flash is going to go till he's exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
But by that point, Hulk will just be there staring at him, not being able to actually do anything. So then it's who recovers first.
Yeah.
But Flash will leave. It'll be a forever battle. At the end,
yeah, it's just one of them.
That was the only way I was ever going to counter a Flash. Is to
I knew the second you saw the Flash, you were like, wow, Connor's really competitive, even in fake fights.
I was like, there's no way I can win, but I can make sure I don't lose. I can make it a stalemate.